Now, in my ongoing analysis of Trump's State of the Union address, I wanted to comment on one particular line. Donald Trump said that the United States is in the middle of an economic miracle, right? And you gotta wonder, right? Is this Donald Trump's basket of deplorables moment, right? Because yes, the stock market's been doing pretty well. Yes, unemployment's low, but economic miracle, right? During his election, Trump went all throughout those Rust Belt states where the roads are being unpaved because municipalities can't afford to pay for them, right? Where the water treatment facilities are not being properly taken care of and are crumbling, right? All across this country, we've got a generation of people, and yes, not as many of them are unemployed as before, right? You've got less unemployment, but young people, millennials, are making poverty wages far, far lower, a far, far lower standard of living than their parents made, right? You can go throughout this country. You can see lines at food banks, right? This is not an economic miracle. Overall, the infrastructure of the United States is crumbling. Investment in scientific research, new technology, it's all falling apart. Economic miracle, he said. Economic miracle. That's what he said, an economic miracle. Those are the words he used, right? And I have a feeling that those words are going to come back to haunt him, right? Because things have been pretty good on Wall Street. We've seen a rise, but it's shaky, right? There's been some big downturns, especially in response to his anti-China tariffs and trying to cut the United States off from the fastest growing economy in the world. And as things shake up, every time there's more layoffs, every time, standard of livings go down, every time there are decreases in wages, all they have to do is roll that tape of him saying it's an economic miracle. Economic miracle. And that's going to show how out of touch he is. It's not an economic miracle right now. There's been a little bit of an upturn, but it's nowhere near an economic miracle. The United States is still in a state of economic, cultural, and political decay. And Trump's election is very much a symptom of that. The fact that so many people are interested in socialism is a symptom of that. So for him to say the USA is an economic miracle, I really do think that this is, going to be similar to Hillary Clinton's statement that there's a basket of deplorables who support Trump, right? If Trump had simply said the economy is doing well, like most presidents say at the State of the Union, even when it's doing bad, they say that. If Trump had simply said that, things would have been okay, right? If Hillary Clinton had simply said, hey, there's some bad people out there who support Trump, that would have been okay. But instead, she described half of Trump's supporters as being deplorables. When you overshoot it that far, when Donald Trump says that this is an economic miracle, right? If things start to go south, which many people are predicting, there's a lot of negative predictions coming out of The Economist magazine, The Wall Street Journal, all kinds of people are predicting a big downturn. And when that downturn comes, they can just play that tape of Donald Trump saying it's an economic miracle, nonstop, and completely discredit him. I do wonder if that statement about an economic miracle, as the United States continues to drive deeper into lower wages and opioid addiction and crime and poverty and debt, record levels of household debt, student debt, as the USA and its economy continues to get worse, the fact that he thinks this is an economic miracle shows how out of touch he is with the conditions facing working families. And this statement will come back to haunt Donald Trump. I'm sure of that.